One of the things I admire about Islam is its simplicity, its piety, and saying God is enough. Of course, we disagree about the particulars, but people ought to think more in that way.
Yeah, that's the most fulfilling I've ever felt. I come to this almost this epiphany, like what am I doing after the month of Ramadan? Because I think the core tenets of Islam when it comes to this life is that all of this life is a test. You're not supposed to think of life in terms of happiness, in terms of dopamine and what you can get right now. Everything is a test in order to get to the afterlife, because eternal paradise is where the real happiness, that's where all of this comes, because this life is very short. It's temporary. And if you look at the scale of everybody who's lived in existence, we're very, there's been thousands of people before us, thousands of years of people before us, and there's going to be people for thousands of centuries after us. And so our time span here is very short, and all we should be doing is try to do the righteous and try to be pious while we're here and be able to do the right thing that God would want us to do. And also, when you look at when you follow those tenets and when you follow those things, which is, praying, which is doing the right thing, telling the truth, being simply being a good person, and especially in Islam, which is giving charity, you realize that that's more fulfilling than anything else that the liberals, the nihilists, the atheists have to offer. There's nothing there. The most fulfilling you could ever feel is more than money and more than any of these things, is simple things like charity, by doing the right thing, by telling somebody the truth. Those things will carry you on to the next day. And when in Islam, when we let go of that sort of metric of happiness and now, and that this is all a trial, and we're just supposed to be working to the next life. And this is why a lot of people resonate with the Palestinians, because even though they're getting, it's a genocide right now, and even though it's clearly unfair and the whole world sees it, a lot of Palestinians are extremely happy that their brothers are dying. They'll see their brother die in war, and in Islam that will give you the highest rank in heaven. Right? When you die in martyrdom, when you die fighting for your cause and for your brother and for the sake of your religion, that guarantees you the highest spot possible. That's the most honorable death you can spend. And what's really surprising to the Zionists is they see a Palestinian, holding their brother in their arms, and sometimes they'll just say they'll say Alhamdulillah, which means I thank God, because that means that my brother here, even though I'm not going to see him now, he has passed the test of life to the highest ability possible.